We know we suck.
We know we suck. Definitely suck at hockey right now.
We suck again.
What's up, Kings fans? I'm Rodney, he's Rob, he's Mike, and this is LA Kings Fan Talk, where we know nothing. Well, we do know a little something.
We know we suck.
We know we suck. Definitely suck at hockey right now.
We suck again.
There's obviously no wrong answers because we suck, so it doesn't matter what we say.
All right. The Kings had a pretty rough road trip there, going 0 for 4 with an overtime loss in Dallas to gain 1 out of a possible 8 points. Not pretty. So after 6 games, the Kings are 1-4-1 for a total of 3 points. And we sit at the bottom of the Pacific Division, along with your second team, Mike, the Kraken, right? And the Knights, too.
Crackheads.
And of course, to make matters worse, we have a couple injuries with both Doughty and now Walker going down. That was an ugly injury to Walker there. Hopefully he's not gone for the season, but
I watched that replay and I was just like, could like feel the pain.
Yeah, because I didn't really see what happened live. As soon as I saw that replay, I'm like, that's
brutal.
Not good at all.
Brutal.
You know what I'm excited for is another whole season of Mikey Anderson on a highlight reel. You know, last year it was Kirill the Thrill walking right through Mikey Anderson, and now we're going to have Tarasenko walking right through Mikey Anderson.
Right.
NHL highlight reel all season long. All
those guys named Mikey. I don't know, man.
Yeah. I think all Mikeys are pretty soft.
Speaking of soft, what are you drinking today, Mikey?
Nothing now.
Your scarf says it all, Mike. Your scarf
is a jacket.
Okay, that's a jacket.
Yeah, it's a jacket, man. Look.
It's nice. Yeah, that's nice.
Right.
The dude jacket,
Mike, why don't you start us off? What are your thoughts on the Kings season so far?
Well, I mean, just the road trip was just brutal. I mean, it's been a brutal season, but I thought we could have won that Nashville game, and then Doughty got hurt, and I just feel like everything fell apart after that. I guess, it's hard. I guess, that's one of the best players on our team, and he goes down to 5 defensemen, and they start taking penalties. And I think that just kind of rolled through the rest of the trip, right? And then Sean Walker got hurt today, and roll it again. We were playing good. Thought we were in the game, had a chance to win. And then Walker goes down, and it's just too much to ask for our other 5 defensemen.
Right, and I guess Arvidsson wanted to take it easy on his old team. Didn't score that hat trick that we were hoping for there.
It's not for lack of trying. I mean, he's shooting everything, but it's not finishing.
At least somebody is.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts, Rob?
I think we ended our last podcast talking about the upcoming road trip, and I said, hey, I would love to get 6 points out of it, and here we are with 1 measly point, right?
It's 2 defensemen.
Yeah, and it's not necessarily. I'm not gonna chalk it up to it's the loss of Doughty and the loss of Walker. Walker obviously just affected this last game. Doughty did it. It's a big blow. Doughty in Dallas, we got a better chance of winning. Hell yes. Does he make us win these 2 games against the Blues? That's up for argument. Maybe today's game, the last game against St. Louis, we thought we played well enough there to maybe get a point at least. But sure enough, at the end there, poor Anderson. I'm not even going to talk crap about Anderson because in my book he's still young. He's there because he's got potential. But for us to only get 1 point out of the road trip, I'm not going to sit there and say like a certain friend of ours has said, when we're out of contention, we should just wholesale everybody. And, Darren Starbuck, follow him at Starbuck on Twitter. It's the season's by far. We win these next three games. We're 500.
Yeah.
and right in the mix of things right away in this shitty division. But as far as the last 4 games, my final thoughts on how it went, it's just frustrating as hell to continue to see only one line score. I'm not even gonna call out any guys' names or anything because it is an entire team thing. But God bless Anze Kopitar for sure.
Right.
Well, I almost feel like, we got one scoring line. I mean, we lose Doughty, and all of a sudden the defense looks really bad. So, I mean, they played good today, but still.
The Doughty's knee hurts from carrying you on his nuts so much still. I mean, that's what probably broke his knee. You just know Doughty isn't it all for us. He's great. Don't get me wrong. He's great. But he's not the reason.
Look how bad the power play looks without him. Look how bad. I mean,
it looked terrible with him.
Well, at least they were scoring some goals.
They still scored without him.
Our power play is terrible. I mean, we should almost take notes from the Reign. I was watching their power play. It looks better than our power play.
So there you go. You want a free for all talk? Maybe we should get into that. The COVID season last season. I'm all thinking, hey, we need to pull up this kid. We need to pull up that kid. But then I start thinking, why do we need to pull up anything when the Reign aren't winning games? They suck down there too. They're off to a really good start. Yeah. They're off to a really good start. So
looking pretty good.
That is finally some array of hope, right?
Absolutely.
What do you guys think about Kaliev's game?
He has to score. I love Kaliev. I'm not fond of Iafallo. There's a salary thing that goes on there that comes into it, right? Iafallo making over $4 million a year to not score, and then here's Kaliev making rookie money to not score. Obviously, I'm going to be a lot easier on the rookie, but I'm still, as a fan, I would like to see someone score.
Yeah, seriously.
He had chances. He's had a couple chances, and he is a finisher. So I'm sitting there going, what's the snake bitten stuff going on with everybody? I'm not, like I said, I'm not happy about it, but I'm going to go easier on Kaliev than I am with Kempe and Iafallo, and heck, even Dano to an extent. I know we didn't necessarily get Dano to be a 30-goal scorer, but still he does have to put the puck in the net every once in a while, especially if his line mates aren't.
Right.
Yeah.
I thought Kaliev was going to get his first goal of the season today. No. That little dipsy doodle by
Velarde, yep.
Yeah. Nice little pass. Oh. Not meant to be yet.
Velarde had a couple chances tonight too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But once again, he didn't finish. Arvidsson, so when you look at it, did Brown score 2 goals in one game?
No, I think they're spaced out.
Yeah, they're spaced out, right? Okay.
Yeah.
So you have Kopitar and Brown that have scored in multiple games in the 6 games that the Kings have played. They're the only ones that have scored in multiple games.
Right.
There isn't a single person on the roster that has scored in more than one game.
Well, that's because Martin Ferk is still down on the Reign, but it'll happen eventually.
And you could go ahead and turn this podcast off right now, because that's all that needs to be said is the Kings suck right now because nobody could score. End of story. Good night, guys. Thanks for listening. We'll see you guys.
Peace. And don't forget to do what, Rob?
Like and subscribe, right?
Yeah. Yeah, man. I mean, I'm looking at the stats right now, and you got Kopitar's got 6 goals. He's tearing it up. But Brown's got 2. Arvidsson's got 1. So you got nine goals in the first line.
No.
And then from there, Iafallo has 1.
And Dano, I think.
Dano has 1.
Yeah. That's it.
So that's 2 goals from the second line.
Right. And then
Grundstrom has 1.
Velarde has 1.
And Velarde has 1. So 1 goal from the third line and 1 goal from the fourth line.
In 6 games.
Yeah, in 6 games.
Besides the whole team, you know who has not looked good at all this year is Trevor Moore. Like last year, he looked really good. This year, I'm like, he's like a slower Lazat right now. I'm like, what are you doing out there? He's making bad decisions. I don't know what's going on with him, but
That's why I feel so bad. I want everyone to be so good, and I know they're not out there missing on purpose, or although I don't know, there's a couple guys that I wonder if they are doing it on purpose, but it's just so sad.
I think you're thinking of the Sharks.
Yeah, well, exactly.
I wonder what Alexander Edler is thinking. He's like, oh, these guys brought me on to play a few minutes a night, teach the young kids. Now he's like our top pairing defenseman, getting all the minutes. This guy's huffing and puffing out there, but he's doing a great job for an old man. So,
yeah, he still got it. Yeah, I mean, Kapari's look good too. He's using his speed out there. I mean, he's looking effective. He's not scoring, but no one else is. But at least he's standing out.
How's he standing? I don't understand. What's he doing that's standing out?
I'll tell you how he's standing out.
If you were to sit there and start naming guys that you can remember doing something, I think I might have forgotten to even say his name.
I see him out there. I see him making plays defensively.
Because you want to see him out there.
Yeah. More so than other players,
Yeah,
at least he's standing out.
Because part of his jersey number has an 8, so it reminds you of somebody.
How's this? Lemieux's only played in 1 game, and he has standed out more than Kapari has in his 5 games. I still don't understand your statement, but
I think Kapari has stood out in a certain way. I think he looks huge
stood
out there.
You hear that? Rob stood out.
He looks like a beast out there, like size wise, and he's only 6'1". He's listed at 6'1", and on the ice tonight, nobody besides Colton Parayko looked bigger than him out there. But that's just a size thing. Nothing to do with scoring goals.
Well, at least he's pushing pace. I mean, I don't notice Kempe out there.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God. We're not even going to be able to trade anybody because
we can't even get anybody to score a few goals so we could trade them. It's pretty bad.
Yeah, I don't know. It's too early. I'm trying not to get all panicky and blow it all up, whatever. It's like we're 5 games in. It could be worse. It could be Toronto. It could be Chicago, who think they're playoff teams and obviously having horrible starts.
That's what it's come to. We could be the very worst team in the league, but instead we're just almost the worst team in the league.
Well, at least we're not supposed to be in the playoffs. We're supposed to push for a playoff spot.
Speaking of trading guys, Darren Starbucks, that is going to be the conundrum. If we got guys, we need guys to score, so they're valuable enough to trade, right? But if they're scoring, we're still very young everywhere, minus that top line. We're still very young. If they start scoring, you kind of don't want to give up on them yet because
they're putting goals.
There's some hope right there. This might turn. This guy still might turn the corner here and be the guy we always think he might be. So there's always it's going to be a weird season with that kind of ebb and flow of. Do we want to get rid of him? No, he's starting to score. But then if he doesn't start going to score, we can't get rid of him. So I don't know. It's going to be a frustrating year for sure.
Man, things were so much better after that first game. We should have just ended the podcast right there.
Yeah. I'm just thinking whatever that team in the first game. Jeez.
Yeah, where'd those guys go? Lemieux. It's all Lemieux. Lemieux drives the play.
That's the X factor.
Is it?
He's the pace pusher. Right, Mike?
Yeah.
I don't know. I never thought I'd say this, but I'm so looking forward to getting Lemieux back, getting Anderson back, getting Double A back in there because what's going on right now is not working.
As far as those guys go, the X factor with Anthony is he has scored 30 goals in a season.
Right.
I think I'm pretty sure he has.
Yeah.
Yep.
And he has shown that he can finish, in spurts last year with this Kings team. So I am excited about him coming back finally. And if we've seen enough of some of these kids, is it time to send them back? Is it not? A couple of them, they'll clear waivers. They have to clear waivers, right? No one's going to want to pick up guys that can't score.
Right. Like even if we send guys like Lazat down, totally clear.
Right. And that's, Lazat, maybe even Grunstrom, whatnot.
Yeah.
They would clear. And then Kaliev, he's a freebie. He gets to go back.
Of course, a few days after the Kings get wave Wolanin, he's picked up. We lose two right-handed defensemen.
That's right. I was actually going to bring that up from the get-go. Can we renege on that?
Well, I don't think Strand's going to go anywhere for a while now.
I like Strand.
I do too.
I like big body, quick to make decisions and then pass the puck. He's a decent player for sure.
Yeah, he moves the puck quickly. So, I mean, I wasn't so sure about him, but I liked what I saw today. So
what we're missing now is offensive defensemen. Our two most offensive defensemen are out, and it's just
Yeah, I mean, from there's like no. I mean, I don't know. I feel like it's going to be Jersey or Clegg. One of them got to come up.
Yeah,
at least they have some offensive flair to them.
I just see them.
It'll be Clegg.
Yeah,
but then if you bring up Clegg, we try and send him back down. There's a chance of him getting picked up.
Yeah, but I think Dowdy should be back pretty soon, so they should be all right.
Yeah.
What did you guys think about Mata getting his first action the other night? How did he look to you guys?
Nothing stood out terribly, so that's a positive. Not being negative is a kind of a positive.
He looked just as bad as all the other Kings defensemen, right? He fit right in.
Yeah, that was a horrible game. So it didn't matter who was back there.
So,
just off topic here, real fast, since it's a free for all.
Mm-hmm.
Saw Gauntz. I think it was Gauntz.
Yeah.
Rain. Real good scrap, like a good 90-second scrap.
Nice.
And he was throwing them and grabbing them. I'm trying to figure out who could come up as well and add some grit.
Yeah, I mean, we don't really have anybody to pull up with the toughness, right?
No.
Oh, and the other thing I wanted to talk about too was this is something that I was getting in an argument with some people I was watching the game with, but I hate David Perron. And it just so happens he's the one that tangled up with Walker.
Right.
And right away I'm all, he did that. Perron did that on purpose. And they're arguing with me about it. Like, number one, like I was serious. But number two, it's just like, don't you get it? He's a king killer on top of that. Now I just feel so bad for Walker. That might be season done, huh?
It might be.
He looks so good this season too.
Nah, as far as that goes.
Yeah. Bright spots, Mike, go.
Kapari,
right, good night.
Said it.
Catch you later.
Yep.
Did it again.
Kopitar's got 6 goals. That's a bright spot.
Ooh. Yep.
Brown checked a couple people today. That's a bright spot.
Yeah.
I got a bright spot for you guys. So for the first time in a long time, and it happened in the second period today, we got our first power play. And then for 10 minutes, the Kings played like they wanted to win the hockey game for like 10 minutes, and then it disappeared again. But for that 10 minutes, I'm like, where's that the whole time? Where's that the rest of the game? I don't know. I don't know if you guys noticed that or if you had fallen asleep by that point. I don't know.
Yeah, I wonder if that's like would you say it's a coach thing or a player's thing?
I don't even want to get into the coach, our coach sucks thing or anything like that. We've gone through enough coaches the last few years.
Yeah.
And that's not the excuse.
Yeah, that's why I think it's more a player thing, right? I mean, how many times have we traded the coach?
McClellan was successful in San Jose with what he does with his system. He goes to Edmonton, wasn't successful, but nobody else was ever successful there.
Well, I mean, he was the only coach for like what, a 10-year span to take them to the playoffs.
And then that's what I'm saying. So now he comes here to the Kings. I don't think it's a McClellan thing. If if the guys aren't listening to him, if the guys aren't buying into what he's doing, it's our fickle lineup's fault. It's the boys that are playing's fault right now. So I got a question. I'll play moderator for a minute.
Moderate.
How much do you put into plus minus? Is that an important stat to you as a fan? Remember, we're not analysts here. We're not going to go over Corsi stuff or anything like that.
Right.
Just
Right.
basic things that you could find on NHL.com. How important is plus minus to you guys as fans?
Go ahead, Mike.
I mean, obviously, I'd prefer to have them in the plus, but it's not like. So if you're on a good team and you're a minus, then I think that's kind of eye-opening, right?
Sure.
But if you're on a bad team and you're a minus 15, well, you're on a bad team, so it doesn't really matter, Like they're scoring from everywhere. Like you being on the ice isn't really a big factor if you're a lottery team. But say you're a playoff team and you're a minus, then it's like, all right, what's going on there?
Right.
Rodney?
I think it's a factor. I don't think it's the end all be all, but yeah, if you're like the only guy on a team that's like a minus 30 and everybody else is hovering around, like 1 either way, what are you doing in your game? What are you doing to cause that puck to go in for the other team? I don't know. So,
and then I think consideration of how much you're playing. So if Kopitar is only a +2 and say like Trevor Moore is a +5, that's not saying that Trevor Moore is a better player. Trevor Moore plays 9 minutes, 10 minutes a game. Kopitar is playing 20.
So what's it say then that our number one line is the only skaters that are plus Doughty. Doughty is a plus as well.
Well,
then everyone else is a -1, -2, except for Gabe Vilardi is a -5.
I think it's saying that he needs to move over to the wing, maybe. I don't know.
Well, and that's what I'm saying. What's going on there? Why is that? I mean, he's the only one. There's a couple -2s. We're talking -5. Is that luck? Is that, hey, I was out there on an empty net? Is it bad luck for him, or is he just that bad right now?
What I'd like to see is, so we played 6 games with him as center. Let's play the next 6 games with him on wing, and then compare the plus minus and see what the difference is.
Maybe, we need to make that a segment in this podcast. You're the coach. Make the lines.
Yeah.
All right, let's start right now. Mike, you're the coach.
You're the coach.
Make the lines. Let's go. Line 1.
I wanted to see. I mean, I don't mind the way the top 2 lines are set up today, but I wanted to see, like we talked about, Vilardi on the wing, Kupari at center, and then just by default right now it would be Lizotte as 4th C. So Kupari 3C and Lizotte 4C, moving Vilardi to the wing and take out Grunstrom. So then Chuchev, Kupari, and Vilardi with more Lizotte and Kempe on the 4th line. Because didn't they skate together last year and they had
more Lizotte and Kempe
Corsi numbers or whatnot, right?
I mean, if I'm the other team and I see that line, I'm like, oh, let's just destroy this line. I don't know.
I thought they had last year, the 3 of them played together and they had great Corsi and they pushed the pace. They didn't ever score, but the puck was never in the defensive zone. That argument. So I have no problem with 3 of them skating together. But again, I'd rather see Kupari at center, give him a couple games and move Vilardi to the wing. He's not fast enough. And I don't think I don't want to say like hustle's the right word, but I don't think he's fully engaged in a 200-foot game with his speed. You know what I mean?
I'm going to be Rob. I'm going to play Coach Rob right now. Line 1's going to be left wing I follow, center I'll follow, right wing I follow. Bam. Right? Am I right?
No.
Was I far off? I don't know.
I think I mentioned it last time too, is if I'm going to do any kind of tweaking, I think I'm going to take Brown off of that top line.
Right. I would like to say, like take each line has 1 veteran and then put the kids.
Yeah.
Fill the rest of the line with the kids.
And it has nothing to do with Brown not predict.
No.
Brown Kopitar obviously works, but I would like to see Brown go down to a third line
Exactly.
with a couple younger players.
Right.
And then just go nuts, or just not even it has to be super young. But how about you want to know who could play center? Why not Trevor Moore? Make him center with Brown and Kachev or whatnot down on a line that's not so responsible or whatnot, and just let them go.
I love the idea of Brown on the third line.
Yeah.
But so on your first line, who do you put on the wings for Kopitar?
Try and get Kempe going. I'm 6 games in. I haven't given up yet. Maybe after 20 games, we'll revisit. But get Kempe up there with Kopitar. See if Kopitar can't get him some solid chances.
Who else? You put Kelly up there for a couple games?
No, the Arvidsson thing, I might be ready for Arvidsson to maybe get paired with Deneau.
Right.
And just see how that pairing works. It's hard, still would like our top 6 to be our top 6. That's where I'm saying you go Deneau, Arvidsson, and Velarde to wing.
Yeah.
And then have Kopitar with Kempe and if Iafallo has to go there, then Iafallo has to go there. Well, he's our top 6, but
no, but I think you're right that we do need to move Brown down just so the younger guys are playing with an established player.
Yeah.
And spread it out. I mean, we have only one line scoring right now, so might as well take our chance and try and create some sort of a second line scoring.
Yeah.
It's not working the way it is right now.
I want to know how many people. Well, I want to know of the 13 people that actually listen, how many of them are just like going, "What the fuck are these guys talking about right now? Break up Brown and Kopitar. Jesus, these guys are the dumbest guys I've ever seen." But we're fans.
We're trying to actually make the playoffs, not sit outside the playoff picture and talk about how good Brown and Kopitar are together.
We're not going for the lottery draft again.
Oh yeah, I was talking to my brother about that right now too. I said, is it too early to tank for Shane Wright?
Right. We'd find a way to not get that pick.
Because out of all these first round picks in the past or whatnot, this Shane Wright kid, he might be generational. Has Velarde earned his stripes to stay with us? Because he's waiver exempt too. I'm sitting there still thinking about guys we could start swapping out for the kids that are doing so well down there, because if they're winning down there, maybe they could bring some of that winning with them. But Kaliev, Kupari, Kachev, and Velarde are all waiver exempt. There's 4 guys. But I would think it'd be kind of crazy to send Velarde down, or is that not crazy?
I don't know what my thoughts are on Velarde yet. I'd like to see him on the wing before I make my final thoughts. But he will play. He'll play crappy for a long stretch of the game, and then he'll make like amazing plays and amazing passes. And I'm like, oh, he's got something there. And I'm like, I don't know. We need consistency, and I think I'd like to see him on the wing. I don't know.
He just sounds like a more skilled Kempe 2.0, right? Like he gives you flashes, and you're like, oh, sweet, this guy's amazing, and then he disappears.
Is he more skilled than Kempe? I think Kempe is really, really skilled.
I think he's got better hands than Kempe.
Okay, well, that's one thing. Sabi has better hands.
But Kempe has
more skilled? I don't know. Because there's a skill. Speed comes into the skill factor, Kempe does a lot more things at a higher pace, I think, than Velarde does. Velarde's slow motion lots of times. Who he reminds me?
Wait, so you're saying Kempe doesn't score at a higher pace than Velarde doesn't score at a lower pace?
Tell me if you remember this, Rodney. Mike won't, because Mike is one of these young morons that doesn't know anything about the Kings. But do you remember Jason Allison?
Yes, part of the LAPD line. Yeah,
I don't know why, but Velarde reminds me of Jason Allison.
I can see it. Not the fleetest of foot.
Yeah, and just ton of skill.
Yeah,
ton of skill. Just not not fast with it.
So we need to pair him with a modern day version of Palfy, and we'll be good to go.
Exactly.
That's
Hey,
his-
and maybe Arvidsson's that guy.
Yeah. Put him with a
I
Palfy
do-
and a Deadmarsh type, and we're good to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. Maybe Arvidsson is that guy because he does. I feel like he needs somebody speedy. You
If
know what
any
I
of this
mean?
guy
Well,
stayed in shape,
that's
can we
what
call
I'm
him back?
Well, why not try Dano, Velarde, and Arvidsson? Why not?
Yeah, at this point, what do you got to lose? Let's just start trying all these different combos.
Uh,
But, combos that make sense. Your skill guy that can dish the puck out, your grinder, and your guy that's going to shoot the puck every time the puck comes in.
Yeah. I'm not just saying it just to say it. Yeah, there's some thought to it.
Who do we got coming up in the schedule? We got a couple Canadian teams.
Yeah, we got some Canadian teams. That's why I wouldn't mind talking about it, just because
Got Winnipeg up in there.
the Canadians are coming. That's kind of what, right?
Right.
yeah, that's hopefully our next win.
Well, I'm just hoping Dano, maybe that'll wake them up.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Winnipeg and then
Montreal on Saturday, Buffalo on Sunday, and then the Blues on Wednesday.
Oh, again.
And then Friday, November 5th, we play the Devils. And then we're off the road again. So we got a 5-game homestand.
So, chances that Kempe steps up and scores a hat trick when he plays the Canadians. That's the only team he plays amazing against.
So when we went on our road trip, talked about, expectations, and we had some high expectations, especially after playing so well the first game, right? I hope we get 1 point. A little reverse, just reverse action there.
Yeah. I see what you're doing there.
Maybe if the expectation
like
that
4 points.
we get 1 point against Montreal, we'll probably lose to the other 4.
Well, and I heard that, what's your boy, Mike? Toffoli, he's like a negative 40 or something ridiculous right now. So maybe we can increase that negative when he comes back to play us.
Gets his tribute video.
No, if you play that in there, he's going to step up his game and score a bunch of goals on us. Don't do that. Let's go for it.
Mike, I am a Kapari fan, though, just to let you know.
I know you're a Kapari fan. You like my points, but you're a Mike hater. So
just to let you know, Mike, you could have brought up anybody, and then Rob would have been all over you about that person.
That's what I'm saying, right? Oh, Kopitar. Oh, you could bring up Kopitar.
That's funny.
How many points did Kopitar score today?
What? I don't even know what you're saying right now.
Yeah, that's basically your rebuttal to everything I say.
No, I'm still remembering, Mike, don't forget, you popped off about me not liking Rob Blake because he went to Colorado. Get over it. Just because you love Rob Blake. Yeah,
I said that. Yeah, I said that to you. Yeah.
Don't
I'm not
forget.
saying I said that. I'm saying you.
So if you want to know why I'm kind of up your ass and chippy with it, is because you're gonna get it for that.
What about the other 34 years?
Oh, you want to know? And you want to know what the other one is too? That I'm still upset with you, Mike. Remember when we were scrapping a little on me and you were clutching each other, and you broke my necklace.
Is this like a hockey? Is this a hockey story?
Yes, when me and Mike were on the ice, and we got in a little scrap.
You guys are on different teams at this point.
Well, yeah, for a little practice when we were practicing.
All right.
And he grabbed and ripped off my gold chain. He never said sorry for that.
I'm not the hot shot running around with the gold chain on the ice.
No, I'm just saying.
Do we have video of this altercation?
Shouldn't have wore gold chain out there, man.
So he's doubling down.
Doubling down. Exactly. This is so if people want to know why I pick on Mike, this is exactly why.
This has been the best podcast ever.
Yeah, maybe
Well,
don't record right.
You know
a
what?
bunch of lawsuits.
We're just like the Kings. We're perfect Kings fans because we bring the energy the way the Kings have been
Right.
bringing the energy.
Right? Do we need to get some smelling salts up here? Like, let's go, boys. What are we talking about tonight, boys? Is that what we have to do? I don't know.
I think so. And in all hopes, this is the positive King fan. In all hopes, we beat the two Canadian teams. We throw up the dub against Buffalo, and we're 500, and the whole outlook changes now. We're 500.
Right.
We're in the mix.
Right.
All we got to do is win these next 3 games.
Of course, Buffalo is one of the best teams in the league right now. That's
Right.
just
And
the way it works.
Winnipeg is so loaded up front. There's
Right.
want to talk about scorers and finishers.
Right.
Winnipeg has a top 6 where any one of those 6 guys come, they're our best forward.
Right.
Plain and simple. So,
But I mean, we could beat the Devils. I mean, we could beat. Winnipeg would be tough.
Canadians
We could beat
and the
Canadiens.
Devils.
Yeah. So I mean, maybe we're shooting for 5 points, right? That's our
5
hope.
points in 5 games isn't going to cut it all that much, but yeah.
Oh yeah, but I'm just saying, if we get 5 points, we're somewhat happy. We're not as disappointed as we are with 1 point. So
We have a much better record at home this year than we do on the road. We got that. All right, that's all we have today. Don't forget to high stick the like button, hit that subscribe button, and notification bell, and go Kings go.